So earlier, I'm listening to the album, sitting here, and I know what you said. That something completely different. One thing I took very note of is that there is not a single song where I could just say one instrument leads another. So, and what I mean by this is that you have one song that completely drum driven, which is the hill, just be like drums, drums, which is kind of refreshing to a point because in most rock songs you'll listen to a guitar and the bass drown out every other instrument. The drums are afterthought. What I do enjoy about the album here is that you actually took in care place in different songs, even The Man That I Used to Be, where that one was more of a lounge feel, where
that one was tough too.
It, of course, but it felt. It not only did it feel different, it didn't feel like one instrument overpowered the other. Each instrument had a certain feature, especially on each different song. So my question here is that when you are doing things completely differently and doing different feels and you're doing all this fusion stuff, do you take into account for each song what audience you're aiming for, or you're just letting the music drive for the audience?
No, we just let the music drive itself. It's the thing is, if you try to please everybody, you're gonna just drive yourself into a hole. And the thing is, one thing I learned in my life is just to not give a fuck, honestly. And the thing is, yeah, I got you in a second. But when it comes to the instrumentation, I'm even though I'm a guitar player, I'm big about drums. I'm big about bass. You know, those are the rhythm is the tightest thing for me that I need to have up front first. You know. And usually what happens is that I think about each instrument and what lane it's gonna be in. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm not a big I'm not a big fan of mush. You know, mushing things together. I need everything to have its location. It's like in the Baroque era when you had everything like jewels, sparkle. You know, everything was details. Everything was organized, and everything was detailed to a point where it made sense. It wasn't just detailed enough just for the sake of detail. There's an intent behind every little detail. Everything had a point. Yeah. So.
Oh no, yeah, I just want to say like, yeah, when you're doing this kind of stuff, especially rock and roll, which is not a popular genre of music, you have to please yourself first. If you go into trying to please different people, then you're never gonna finish a song because everybody has a different idea what a song should be, and how it should start and how should it end. So the good thing is between us, we pretty much know how we pretty much think alike. So that's how we get along, and we can. Yeah, that too.
Yeah, alcohol.
Oh, we got to give a shout out to our other co-producer, Mr. Glenn.
Yeah,
Mr. Silver. He's somewhere around there. He's taking a break from all the verbal abuse that we put him through. Do not show him.
Hey,
we're not paying you.
We got to blur this out. We got to blur this out, man.
We're not paying.
No copyright strikes.
Yeah. But that's pretty much a true artist usually has to be selfish. And you cannot worry about what other people think. If you start doing that, then you will never achieve anything worthwhile for you or to you.
Okay. So, in this album, that you're trying all these different things, you're appealing more to yourselves out, and especially what you want out, what's inside your heads. What exactly do you want the audience to take away from the album?
The message. There's a message that we're trying to portray here, well, not to portray, but to tell everybody. It's, it's the record is about real life shit. You know what I'm saying? The one thing about Salvia and one thing about me as like a person is that you got to keep it 100% real. You know, like the person that I am on stage. And the person that you see here is the person that you see everywhere else. You know, no matter what it is I'm doing, Obviously, you tailor it to whatever situation it is because you can't be a wild card at a wedding or anything like that. But the idea is that the message behind everything is the struggles that you really go through when living. And this album specifically is tailored to New York City. You know what I'm saying? Born and raised here. People think it's glamorous, you know, but there's actually...
there are no rats on the records.
There are no rats on the records, no.
I gotta check that again to see it's true.
But the idea is that, you know, growing up as a Latino male here in Washington Heights in New York City, there are things that you notice that there's a lot of struggles that we go through, compared to other people. I'm not saying that other people don't go through shit, but the idea is that no matter who it is, what background you come from, you're going through some shit. Whether it's personal, whether it's relationship wise, whether it's self doubt, whether it's depression, anything that is going towards your success or your achievement as a person, And this record is tailored towards our brains, how we think, Why are we thinking so negative all the time? Why do we feel like we can't versus why we can, we were talking about earlier,
Yes.
a lot of suppression that we're being taught when we're growing up. Like, oh, you can never become a millionaire because that's only for those people. It's like, who the fuck said? Like, or that. I mean, yeah, I get it, but what I'm saying is that regardless of whether something is controlling it or not, fuck that. Just do it.
Yeah.
Stop talking about it and just fucking do it. And if you fall short, then you fucking fall short. But at least you'll reach excellence on the way, And that's the idea here, is just to keep fucking moving no matter what comes your way. If there's obstacles, there's always going to be obstacles in our way. And we have to just keep going. That's what the hill is about, That's what Ignite Your Fire is about. It's about just lighting the fire under your ass and just doing it. And stop bitching and stop complaining and stop fucking saying, no, I can't, and wishing for a pity party. Fuck you. Exactly. Fuck you. Get your ass up and go do it. Simple.
I just want to get free shit.
Everyone wants to get free swag and stuff like that, but I do understand.
It's the only reason why I started doing it. I'm too old to have thoughts about anything.
I'm right on with the message, and especially, you kind of touch on self-sufficiency, on just going out and getting there. Just speaking of which, what are the type of struggles or challenges that you had in creating this album, or even going further to a full-length album, in order to even get this out there? Aside from doing this interview, like, this is be posted anywhere and anything like that.
Much time?
No. I'm not going to be like, say it in 20 minutes or less or something like that. But in any which way, I know there are struggles, especially in the music industry, and to compete. And honestly, you're not really competing for money. You're competing for attention. So with this message, what are you going to approach in order for attention, as well as the struggles of what you're doing?
Well, that's actually a pretty loaded question. When it comes, let's see. When it comes to getting the attention or anything like that, it's just about being purposeful in what you do. I feel that whatever marketing techniques we do, or whatever it is that we're doing to push out, such as like this interview, that is purposeful. There's a meaning behind it. We're not just here just like, oh, let's interview ourselves just because we want to look like a professional band and all that shit.
Yes.
It's like, no, well, maybe for you dumbass. But the thing
this is where I'm here to find out the hard questions.
Yes.
It's
tonight on 2020.
Sorry, don't take us down, ABC. Sorry, no.
Show the Glenn Silver.
We already screwed ourselves up.
No, it's fine. It's fine. At least it's a real thing.
It's about just getting to know who the fuck we are and what we're about. There's a reason why we're here. There's a reason why Salvia was formed. There's a reason why we are in this room together. There's a reason for everything. And again, going back to like what my way of thinking, my way of being is that I don't do things just for the hell of it. I do things because there's a purpose behind it. Because there's, I used to be a mediocre person. I used to be a person that just did things and there was no reason behind it. Like, why'd you do it? I don't know. For me, the biggest question that I always have to be able to answer is why. Why are you doing this? Why are you here? Why did you say that? Why did you do that? You have to be able to answer that question why, because you have to hold yourself accountable to what it is you're bringing to this earth. We're here for a limited time only, and we got to be purposeful in what we do. Why are we going to just live mindlessly, Because then you live mindless, then you just keep complaining and bitching, and there's a vicious cycle. Why are we going to do that? So when it comes to what we do to push ourselves out there, it's just about being mindful about why we're doing it. So if people catch on and people, real recognize real. You know what I'm saying? I listen to a lot of hip hop as well. A lot of rap, and that's one of the things they always say: real recognize real, and we want to keep it that way. Even if it's rock and roll, we want to keep it real and we want to keep it raw. And whenever somebody asks me why you do this, I want to be able to answer why.
Also, I think all the songs have been kind of an outlet for him they've been an outlet for me. There's some other songs that are coming up that have a very personal meaning. The lyrics do, and the music obviously, because that's where it all comes from. But they all have a purpose, something that we have struggled with, whether it's mortality, the everyday grind of getting up, of dealing with jobs, paying rent, paying bills, dealing with other people that you have to push along and drag you down, whether they mean to or not. It's just about that. It's an outlet for us, and hopefully people that actually listen to it, listen to the music, they listen to the lyrics, hopefully it also will become an outlet for them. So they can also, just take the grind of the New York City. New York City is a tough city. You have to be tough in this city to do anything. Anything. Even to buy strings is a struggle.
Speaking about strings, bro.
How many strings did you break?
Listen, let me tell you something, man. Sometimes there's been times where I can't afford strings. So it's like
spaghetti.
Yeah.
Did you do the
it's
copper?
wheat, so it's stronger.
Did you guys try the copper wire trick every once in a while?
I haven't
That's
done that.
something
I haven't done that, but
Yeah.
We just cut some of his locks.
Yeah.
use some of this and just tighten it up enough. But
Rock and roll. Every rock and roll.
but Leo pretty much nailed it on the right on the head. It's just that and to be in this city, you got to be tough with everything because it's easy to get discouraged. It's easy to get thrown to the side. It's easy to feel like you're insignificant, But significance comes from within. It doesn't. You don't need anybody out there to tell you that, And we have to. That's why we're selfish with the music, because we are doing this for our own significance.
Yeah, at the end of the day, yeah, at the end of the day, you want to be happy with yourself, because obviously we're not making this to. Hopefully we will, but we're not making this to make money. If a lot of people, everything that they do starts with, I want to make money. That's not the purpose for this. If now we would have been doing some other genre that's much more popular or whatever, and it wouldn't be true for us as people, as musicians, or as aspiring artists, or whatever you want to call it. It wouldn't have been true to ourselves. So hopefully, that people will connect when they hear the EP, and hopefully they'll connect even more when they hear the full-length album. And hopefully they like what they hear, and it comes from the heart, and it's honest. And there can be nothing more New Yorker than that.
Okay. I'm from New